What's up, Met fans? Welcome back. Talkin Mets and Rob. How's everybody doing? Before I get started talking about are the Mets close to a contract extension with Javier Baez, don't forget, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit on that like button. If you enjoy all my content, want to see more, want to get notified when I post my videos and when I go live, hit on that subscribe button, everybody. Alright, guys, so Javier Baez, contract extension with the New York Mets. Is it close? What are the numbers? Will he take this much? Will he take this many years? Will the Mets go that far? We are going to get right into it about the years, the money. Are you willing to extend Javier Baez and make it be a double play combination with Francisco Lindor for many, many years to come? We will get into that right now, guys. But don't forget, guys, hit on that like button, hit on that subscribe button for Talkin Mets and Rob. And remember, guys, let me know in the comments what you think about years, salary per year, total contract, and do you want Javier Baez back at all? Let me know in the comments, guys. Alright, guys, so rumor has it, many numbers have been flying around over the last week or so about a contract extension with the New York Mets with Javier Baez. A lot of numbers have been put out there on Twitter, on other social media pages. A couple of reporters have reported around the same type of deal, more years, less years, but the same amount of money each year. So what is the common ground that will get Javier Baez to stay here with the Mets? Will he take a hometown discount knowing that he's playing with his best friend, Francisco Lindor? And the one thing that we have to look at is how old Javier Baez is. Do you expect him to be the everyday second baseman for 5, 6, 7 years from what he is right now at the age of 28? Or will he decline over the years and not be the same player with the same aggressiveness on the base path? Swing might not be as fast. There's a lot of things to look at with Javier Baez. But one thing is certain. Javier Baez and Francisco Lindor are around the same age. Lindor is 27, whose birthday is in November. And Javier Baez will be 29 in December. So Lindor will be 28 by the end of the year. Javier Baez will be 29. So they're in the same age area. So I would not be surprised if the Mets have a similar deal where they both have contracts end when they're about the same age. So what does that mean, guys? It means that I think that Javier Baez and the Mets are going to come to a contract extension even before the Mets lose out on exclusive rights to sign Javier Baez in the offseason. With that 9 to 12 day period that they have to sign a player that was on their team, they have exclusive rights to sign that player, just like they did with Cespedes a couple of years ago. The same thing. The Mets have exclusive rights after the season with about 9 to 12 days after the last game of the World Series. They have exclusive rights to negotiate with Javier Baez. So that's big because the Mets have the time to come up with a deal. And I don't think Javier Baez wants to go anywhere, guys. I think he wants to play with Lindor. I think he loves New York as much as the thumbs down was a big controversy. I think it was a more Lindor issue than a Baez issue. Baez just told the truth. I think Javier Baez loves to play in New York. I think he feeds off the energy. And playing with Lindor will only make Lindor better, in my opinion. So, we're going to get right into what are the possible numbers that we can be looking at and the rumors that have been flying around and the numbers that have been flying around with Javier Baez. So, we're going to look at the first contract that has been rumored about, and that is a contract for 5 years, $125 million. So if he signs that type of deal, 5 years, 125, you see it right there. It's $25 million per year. Now, again, it's not the yearly salary that we have to worry about because Cohen's not going to worry about the yearly salary. I think he's going to blow past the luxury tax threshold. I think he's going to... The salaries, the payroll is going to be much higher than it is right now. There's no doubt about it. He's going to blow past the makeshift salary cap, and he doesn't mind paying the luxury tax. He said it himself. The one thing you have to worry about with Javier Baez, 5 years. He turns 29 in December. In 5 years, that is 36 years old. 34 years old, right? So it'll be the 29th year, the 30th year, the 31 year, the 32nd year, the 34th year. So it'll be 34 years old, which is, in most cases, is the prime years of a baseball player between 27 and 33, 34 years old. So we'll be signing him within his prime years where he's supposed to have his best numbers. And what we see from Javier Baez is a lot of selective hitting lately over the last 2.5 weeks. He's been walking more. His average hasn't gone up. He's been one of the best hitters in the lineup. 5 years, $125 million was the first numbers put out there with rumors for Javier Baez about an extension with the New York Mets. So that is $25 million per year. Once again, the per year is not the issue. It is the amount of years that will be the issue, in my opinion, for anybody who takes over this Mets player of operations position. Because Cohen's not going to mind about spending money. It's just, do you want a 34, 35, 36-year-old man in second base or shortstop? Not many teams will want to do that. Because obviously there's a lot of times when the last couple of years of the contract are basically washes because they're not the same player as they were 5 years ago. So 5 years, $125 million is the first numbers thrown out there for an extension with Javier Baez, $25 million per year. Do you think that's a good amount of money and years for Javier Baez? In my opinion, I think 5-6 years is more than enough. I think it's worth it. But with the play that Javier Baez has been showing over the last couple of weeks, being the best player on this Mets team over the last 2 to 3 weeks, he's going to be looking for more. And that's why this next number and these numbers that are rumored are probably more likely of what Baez will be willing to take because of his production in the 2021 season. So what is those numbers? Here it is right here, guys. 8 years, $200 million. You might say, oh, wow, 8 years, $200 million. That's a lot of money for Javier Baez. But it's the same amount of money per year than the 5 years, $125. And it's still $25 million per year. Obviously, there might be negotiations to get more upfront money over the first couple of years and less money in the back years and deferred money. But 8 years, $200 million is more in the range what I think Javier Baez will be looking for. 7 or 8 years, around $190 to $200 million, which still brings around 25, $26 million, which is still the same amount of years than the 5 years, $125. But I think Javier Baez will be looking to get that 8-year deal. The reason why I say that is because if you look at the numbers and look at the ages of Lindor and Baez, they're almost a year apart. Lindor's in November birthday, December is for Javi Baez, right? If Javier Baez goes with the 8 years, at the age of 29, he'll be 37 years old when the contract ends. Guess what, guys? When Lindor contract ends, he'll be 37, 38 years old. So I think that these guys already spoke about this. Not retiring, but being contracts ending around the same age, the same amount of years when his contract ends will be exactly what these both guys wanted. Playing almost the rest of their career out on the same team. The double play combination for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years will be what these two guys wanted. I think Javier Baez is going to look for the years, not really the money, because the money is going to be the same per year, $25 million, as I said before. I think the years is going to be coinciding with the Lindor contract around the same age. Their both contracts will end for the Mets. I do think Javier Baez is looking for the 8 years. I think the Mets will be willing to go 6 years, but they might have to come to some type of middle ground around maybe a 7-year deal around 185 to 190. That's where I think the Mets are willing to go. I don't know if they're going to go above that. I don't know if they're going to go to the 8th year. But you know what? Again, Cohen, I think, is going to blow past the luxury tax numbers. I think the payroll is going to be much higher than it is this year. I think Cohen is not going to worry about money at all. And I think the big contracts are going to be coming. I still think even if they sign Javier Baez to that 8-year, $200 million, I still think the Mets are going to go after another big-time outfielder or in Chris Bryant or Nick Castellanos. So what we see here, guys, the New York Mets, Javier Baez contract extension, probably closer than we actually think, only because I think it's a mutual respect and a mutual interest of both wanting Javier Baez to come back. That's what I think is going to happen, guys. I think 6 to 7 year deal is going to get it done to bring Javier Baez and stick him around for the next 7 to 8 years with the New York Mets, with that double play combination of Baez and Lindor for over the next 7 to 8 years. Will be very interesting to see. I think this is closer than everybody thinks, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit on that like button. If you enjoy my content, want to see more, want to get notified when I post my videos and when I go live, hit on that subscribe button, everybody. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's too many years for Javier Baez, that 8-year deal? Or that 5-year deal is very, very interesting and where you guys want it to be? Or you don't want Javier Baez back at all? Let me know in the comments, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, let's go Mets.